are wondering at the moment why I've asked you all here. Nobody here but Miss Miller and me. No, tonight, as I need not tell you, is a very special night. It's a night that the nation has looked forward to for some time. A night that I think will go down in broadcast history. Tonight is the beginning of Girl Scout Week. It actually is. I didn't make that up. No, actually tonight is the return of Jack Paar, and we have a really happy throng on hand. You may have seen at the very beginning there some empty seats, and the reason is we have many guests of the show, friends of Jack and of all of us, have asked to come here tonight to be in the audience, people you've seen on the show, and many have been invited by the production staff to attend tonight. And we thought rather than have them seated at the very beginning, it would be nice if we could meet them and greet them individually. I'd like to explain one thing about the reason we're coming on this way, kind of sneaky. You're going to hear from Jose and the orchestra presently. A reason for this is that in this 15 minutes that precedes our opening at 11:30 New York time, there are many stations on the network that do not carry this part of the program. And it would be awkward and it would cheat many of, not of you who are actually watching, but many people whose stations do not join until 11:30, to have Jack either omit many of the things he's going to say when he comes on, or to have to repeat them would be awkward for our assembled happy throng here. So this is going to be dealt with by the simple expedient of chatting with his friends and the show's friends, and then at 11:30 it'll all break loose. It really is going to be quite a thing. I think some of the people are going to arrive momentarily, and many of them are here, and as they start down the stairs, I'd like to have you meet them. You don't need to be introduced because I think you know them all, those of you who watch this program, and the nation seems to. And here comes first, I don't need to tell you, Virginia Graham. I told your names are on the seats. Do you know where you're going to? I'm certain.
I hope that my name is big enough for me to sit on.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Well, you know, as I said, funny thing happened tonight. I feel wonderful. Jack Paar's back.
There
and
you
I think we all feel the same way.
Good. And I see Roger Price and his lovely wife. Come on down, Roger. I wonder. How are you, my dear? I haven't met you. Roger.
Yes.
Misha, right,
yes.
That's right. Yes. In fact, Roger was on the show once talking about haiku poems. And he was, and we wished you were here, because I know you have the real word. Good to see you, Roger. If you find your seat, the man there will see that you get to sit in the proper place. And coming along, by Jove, George and Terry Kirgo. Ladies and gentlemen, George Kirgo, the man who wrote the book. That has now sold 19 copies.
It's certainly nice to be at the party tonight. A lot of people here. Wonderful, wonderful. How are you?
I'm fine, and you look fine. Terry, you look good. We have a seat for you. You know, it's funny, I am rested in a way. I was on the coast for a week making a movie, and when I came back, not even any members of my family were wearing Welcome Back You buttons. And Johnny Lee McFadden, ladies and gentlemen.
Till Jack arrives back. It's so wonderful for him to be here.
Countdown is right down to 0, and he'll be here presently. Find your seat. Hi, how are you, sir? Max Asmus, the stage delicatessen.
Pleasure to be back, to see you back on the show. Wake up, America. You'll watch him again.
And you have a lovely lady with you here. You have a lovely lady with you here, Max. That's your daughter?
It's my daughter, Vanessa.
Sure it is. Good to see you, my dear. Yes, it is indeed. We're going to be back in just a moment. Right now, a word from your local station. Another friend from the West Coast, Betty White. Yeah, this is on the coast. We'll chat about that. Two baritones that are friendly, Jack Haskell and Earl Wrightson. Good, you find seat? Alexander King, dear friend, how are you? How are you, my dear? I'd just like to ask Alex if he has a little bon mot that might blow us right off the air or something.
No, I have a friend who says, you know why Jack started this whole rigmarole? He's nobody's fool. He wanted a responsive audience on the first Monday in Lent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leonard Sylvan, a friend of the program.
I can't possibly follow Alex King, ever.
You picked a hard act to
I
follow.
must say, it's wonderful having Jack back.
Good. You find your chair there, the man will tell you where. And Betty Johnson. Carmel Quinn, who was with us not long ago. Looking good and feeling good, I think.
I wouldn't miss this night for anything. This will be as gay as St. Patrick's night.
She's Irish. I should explain. Nice to see you, my dear. Good to have you here. And Arthur Treacher. Hi, good to meet you. Glad to have you here, my dear fellow.
I'm delighted. Do you know my wife?
I just met her.
Yeah, well, I do.
And I think the man here will tell you where the seats are. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a good preface for a name. Walter Kiernan.
Is it true what I heard?
What's that?
I heard that Paar went to Hong Kong to have NBC copied in silk.
Or you'll find a seat for yourself there. Ava Gabor. And
Everybody always asks me, what is Jack Paar like? I think he's adorable, and I'm delighted he's back.
And he is, and you are here. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the oldest friends, one of the friendsiest of old, oh well, Jody Goodman.
Why? So what's new?
You know what I meant by one of the oldest friends. You were here the second night we were on the air,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you're
I
here
know.
now.
I know. Well, when did it all start?
It starts at just a few minutes. As a matter of fact, take a seat, and he will tell you where to sit. And behind them, in rapid succession, while the time holds out, Hermione Gingold. How are you, dear?
I'm very proud to be here tonight to welcome Jack back. I represent the women of England.
Program. Jack Douglas and Betty Bruce are here. All right, things are going to start presently. As usual, music will precede it. Right now, Jose Mellis and the orchestra has a marvelous arrangement of a tune. I don't know whether the title of this is suggestive of anything. You by your own meaning. It's Out of This World. Jose Mellis and his orchestra. from New York, it's the Jack Paar Show with Cliff Arquette as Charlie Weaver, Hans Conried, Florence Henderson, Jose Mellis and his orchestra, and yours truly, Hugh Dowd. And now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here's Jack!
As I was saying before I was interrupted, I believe my last words were that there must be a better way of making a living than this. Well, I have looked. And there isn't. You're very kind, and this can dote it, God bless you. You're very kind. I assume those not applauding are from the press, and I don't know who but me could get into so much trouble. Who but me could come back to you on the first Monday in Lent. And someone told me Alex King had done that before I got out here. God love you, Alex. There are times I've been very discouraged in these 3 weeks. I felt like joining a monastery, but I didn't want to live in. But I'm back, and I shall do what I told the president of this company and the chairman of the board, Mr. Sarnoff and Mr. Kintner. I'll do the best I can, as long as I can. Although I haven't seen Europe yet. Betty, how are you? Leonard? Johnny Lee? It's nice of you to applaud each time, but don't do that or they'll have that in the papers tomorrow. It was rigged. And I'll just talk to you as best I can. Leaving the show was, for me, a childish, perhaps an emotional moment. I am guilty of such actions in the past and will perhaps be again. I am totally unable to hide what I feel. It is not an asset in show business. I went to Japan and I took harikiri lessons. That's for Japanese with a problem and a cheap rug. But I shall do the best I can to amuse you and entertain you and to let other people speak as freely as I have in the past. This show is one of the last of the freewheeling types of shows where people are allowed to speak. They are not stopped and they are not edited. And the show will continue. Others who are maligned actors will find this show, as in the past, a place for you to come and tell your side of the story. There will be a rock in every snowball, and I plan to continue exactly what I started out to do. I hope that you will find it interesting. Now, there's a lot of fun in all this. I've made my little speech, and I'm sure I shall say other things that will... I understand the press they have up in the under glass up there. But I shall say things perhaps about the press tonight, and it may be Geronimo all over again. Now I want to tell you some funny things, right? The night I left this studio, and I never thought I would see it again, I really did not. But there were funny things that happened. It was a very childish, emotional thing. I had to do it. It was a thing I wanted to do, and I did it. And as I walked down the hall quickly to get out of here and get into an elevator, I remember one funny thing. Jose Mellis has been my friend, you know, since '42 in the war. And I drive in most of the time, or he drives in, and we go home and we go back and forth together. Usually I drive because I enjoy driving. But this night, as I walked off, and there were some people who were concerned about me leaving, Jose came running out into the hallway with those earphones on with the cord broken. What do you think my dear friend said to me? "But Jack, I didn't drive tonight." And then I went home, and since the show had been taped, I called my mother, because I knew that things would break loose at her home. And so I told my mom, I said, "Mom, I've quit the Tonight Show and I've left it, and don't worry, we're all right, and the press will be after you. The less you say, the better, Mom, because I have so much to say. One will be enough. And Mom, don't worry." And I said, "Mom, I'll call you tomorrow and tell you what I'm going to do." You know what my mother said? "Call me after 6 when the rates change." Now, your evening newspapers, the Journal American and the World Telegram, don't moan, Buster. They printed that I was arriving in Havana, Cuba, being welcomed by Senor Castro. At that moment, I was arriving in Honolulu. The funny thing about going to Honolulu was, I said to Miriam, at least it's the first place that they won't bother us and they don't care about us, and good. And then I realized, no, Honolulu has been carrying the show for the past month. Then I said to someone at the plane, "You take it by tape, I assume?" And the guy said, "Yes." And I said, "Then, how far on the tapes are you behind?" And he said, "Well, tonight is Thursday, and this is the night you walked off the show." We went to Japan, and we went to Hong Kong. As a matter of fact, this blazer I wore tonight, because I don't really need clothes, and they're very inexpensive in Hong Kong. For instance, you can get beautiful dresses. I mean, the finest materials, the finest silk, the finest everything. Take a Vogue magazine and say, "I want that." You can have it with 3 fittings, $8. The finest. This costs about $22 with 3 or 4 pieces. And I wanted this only because Orson Bean has one. And this Chinese tailor said to me, "What do you want?" I said, "I want a blazer double-breasted like Orson Bean." Well, he know that was a little difficult right there. But then I did the eucalyptus tree bit, and he understood. They made it. Now, the man said to me, "On a blazer, you should always have an insignia." Well, I am not a joiner. I don't join anything. And, I mean, the Book of the Month Club would look silly. You know, that's not classy. So they wrote, in Chinese, they wrote my name. Now, in calligraphy, or in... Don't start a fight as soon as I get back. But in Chinese, there's no alphabet, as you know. It's calligraphy. It's pictures and phonetic sounds. And this name is Paar. It has many meanings in Chinese. One meaning would be scared or fish. Literally, what you see, Paar, means frightened abalone. Gee, I don't know where to start. I have so many things to say. I have a lot of news for you. I just hope I can get my news on before NBC comes in again with theirs. I want you to know that in such a crisis, which is, Arthur, love you too. I see a face every now and then. What was I talking about? Oh, in a crisis, you learn who your friends are, and some people who could have helped you more, perhaps, that you thought that you would help. That's life. Some great people were nice to me, and some wonderful little anonymous people were nice. For instance, this morning at 7:30, I had a call at 7:30, that's California time, from Jack Benny to help me. Red Skelton, Bob Hope, George Burns. The big-timers have been very nice. Some of the others have joined the cause. Don't mistake this apparent and constant emotion and occasional tear as weakness, because I will still raise more hell in television than almost anybody else in it. And it was not a battle over freedom of speech. To make such a battle over the right to speak would be silly, and I would have lost it. The joke, the childish, indelicate story which I told was not obscene. I would agree that I would not have told it if I had had that experience. It was, although I did get the newspapers to print it. Did you notice that? They all printed it. But I was talking about the friends, and I'm sure this won't sound obsequious or corny. It may come out that way. Two of the nicest people to me were Barb Sarnoff and Bob Kintner. There was at no time was there anything between us that was arrogant on my part that I wouldn't see them. I wouldn't see them for many reasons. I wouldn't see them because there was 20 guys in my home. And I saw them. They did not come to me in a Cadillac. Well, they came in a Cadillac, I guess. But that's how those guys are. But they came to me as two friends who knew I was upset and tired of the show and in some embarrassing trouble, and they were of great help to me. And all of the reports that you read about how they bowed down and this and that to me, it just isn't true. I'll tell you how it ended. My wife had them come to where we were, although I wanted to go where they are. It would look better, I believe, but there was a convention of television on at the time, and it would have looked bad if I'd walked into that, I guess. So they came to see me, and you know how it ended? How do you feel? I said, I'm tired, I'm sick. He said to me, when are you coming back to work? And I said, must I come back to the Tonight Show? Must I go back? And he said, yes. That's all there was to it. I wasn't very clever, was I? I had all these gems in my head, to debate this thing, and I've done 2.5 years, and that's... I said yes. And I suppose it's good. I have a lot of friends here, despite what you read. Friends here in this crew. Some of them have come to see me. I'll tell you one story, and I shall never tell you who, boy, so don't ask me. But one of you came to me on Saturday at a very low moment, and he wanted to bring his priest with him. He hoped the priest would like the joke and would approve me, and we would have them, you know, so it didn't happen. But all I did was tell you an indelicate story, I'm sure, an innocent story that was very funny. But I only talked to you about a water closet. Walter Winchell would have peeked through the hole and told you who was there. Now here's Hugh for Nitol. Excuse me. I have some kind of cute stories to tell you, I think, but you'd be amazed, honestly you'd be amazed, how in Hong Kong, in Kowloon, in Macau, and the places that honestly I couldn't spell some of the places I've been. But it was Mr. Sarnoff and Mr. Kittler's idea that I go quite far away. And I would have had a better time. It was awfully fast. And so I ended up in a place called Kowloon, which is a Chinese city, a few miles from the communist border in China, across the bay from Hong Kong, which is the most beautiful bay in the world. And we went into a Chinese restaurant where the white Caucasian is not seen very often. It's a very fine, high-class Chinese restaurant. And as I walked in at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, late in February, they have musicians there. And they have musicians everywhere, boys. And I'm afraid it's less than scale because they're everywhere and they play all day and night. But the musicians began to talk and whisper, and my pictures had been in the Hong Kong and the Chinese papers. And I sensed that it was, they recognized me, didn't know who I was, but I'm somebody, and there's this chattering. Well, they wanted to play a piece to recognize that they, the Chinese, knew who I was. And do you know what they played? Silent Night. Now, I digress from other little stories to say this. I'm commercial behind, right? Oh, I'm sorry.
What's wrong?
Well, I want to tell you something. Oh, I said it took nothing but a tantrum, I suppose, to leave, but it took a lot of, I hate the word. There's certain words, you know, that I won't use, like G-U-T-S. I can't use it. Do you know that there was a word in Congress used yesterday by two senators in this debate that has never been heard on The Tonight Show, and that I have never uttered? It was printed in all the newspapers. Oh, I'm digressing. Now, what was I talking about? Help me, please.
Talking about when you left, you said it was a tantrum, but it also...
Oh! Yeah, all right. So, to come back was hard. It was embarrassing to have to do this in a way. So we were flying 20 hours, Miriam and I, from Japan into New York, and we were very tired, and the papers printed a picture of me and said that Paar arrived in a huff. It's not true. I arrived in a Boeing 707. The huff stops at Steubenville, really, first class all the way. So I went into the, if you'll forgive me, just to break the monotony, I went into the washroom. May I say that? The washroom, for no trouble at all, just to go in there to break the monotony of sitting. And in it, on this aircraft, they have little men in aftershave, and they have astringosol, and they have towels and electric shavers and toothbrushes, and they're rather large, these restrooms. And I don't know how long I was in there, but on my mind was, what will I say? How can I face these people? I don't know how long I was in there. But there came a knock on the door, meaning, get out and fasten your seatbelt, we're coming down. But as that knock came on the door, do you know how far gone I was? Do you know what I was doing at that moment? Cleaning the mirror. I had wet a towel, and I was cleaning the mirror. So please be gentle for a while. Now here's, I haven't sold anything for 3 weeks. Now here's a tip from Bonemi about a wonderful way for every woman to keep out of hot water. Yes, it's simple when you use Jet Spray Bonemi, because Jet Spray cleans without water. Let Hugh tell you more. have a little note here. In Hong Kong, they only have water 2 hours a day. I think it's 2 to 4. It's rainwater because there's no water in Hong Kong. And so you have to be pretty much on time to do things, you see. But I found one morning getting up early by accident that if you turn on the hot water, it's steaming hot water. And so I filled the tub, cheating I guess, with boiling hot water. And an hour later, I wakened my wife and said, don't worry, I got the water. Do you know that it takes many hours to cool off hot water? And there was no cold. And do you know that hot water is like sand? It's absolutely of no use to you at all. You can't put your hand in it. And there Miriam and I were on the floor blowing on this you know, blowing on it. Now we have one more commercial to do, right?
Yeah.
I just want to say one thing quickly to you. As I got off the plane in New York, there was many things I thought I'd be asked, and I wasn't asked any of them. I was asked questions that I wasn't prepared for, because I don't know what they're talking about. When are you going to leave the show? When are you and I going to admit that we loathe each other? And I can say this, and I haven't talked to Hugh, I have not talked to Hugh since the night I left. There's two reasons Hugh Downs is here. One reason is because I wish him here. I chose a man that didn't even know his name, but I had seen his face. I have said on this show time and time again, and you know, I think Hugh Downs is just about indispensable to the flavor and fun of The Tonight Show. The second reason he is here is because I have every reason to believe he wishes to be here.
You've got it right.
Now, he and I have never, to my knowledge, ever in 2.5 years had an unkind word or thought about each other.
No, not
now, we have a charade. We play a little game. I mean, Hugh is the guy who knows everything, you know, and I'm the guy who doubts it. But it has nothing to do with the affection. Hugh has a tremendous fund of information, and I react to this information, but we never do it off. And don't start that bit, fellas, in the papers. He and I are friends. We work together well. I hope we will continue to work together well.
It's strange, the pressure that there is constantly to boil something up like that. I don't know, maybe...
They tried.
We want to do
Why don't they get back to the function of the newspapers, which is to report the Finch murder trial? You know... Peter Zenger and Horace Greeley, this is what they meant, you know. Report them. Hey, we got Kilgallen off the front page there for 3 days. I wish she'd come on the show. I've always thought she was a puppet. You know, she never moves her lip when she talks. You ever notice that? Novocaine lipstick, I'm sure of it. Now a message about this famous roll-on lip color. Lip Quick. And here to bring you the message is one of my favorite girls, Betty White. Welcome, Betty White. Thank you, and welcome to round 2. I never thought that I would end up in anything so involved as that episode. When I was a kid, I was raised in Jackson, Michigan, a little town in Michigan, about 60,000. And to me, at that time when I was a child, the most exciting thing I could do was go on Saturday night and watch the A&P truck unload. Things have sure changed. I wanted to say a few more things before friends of mine come out, because I don't want them involved with the things I say.
Should I leave?
You defend yourself very well, my friend. You needn't leave. Just a couple quick things. Walter Winchell, this silly old man, who under oath could not admit under oath that he writes his own columns completely. Sometimes days go by and he doesn't write them. Has never said a word about me in a year and a half when I was here to defend myself. As soon as I left and he thought I was not returning, he started all kinds of vicious innuendo about the show, about payola, about my virility. As a moral man, Mr. Winchell, my virility is only known by my wife. I have found that behind every commercial censor, every commercial moralist, there's a lecherous mind. And if ever I was certain of the everlasting truth of Jesus Christ, let he who be without sin cast the first stone, I learned that lesson this time because I've been living near a quarry for 3 weeks. And the people who have been throwing rocks at me, not all, nor do I care about your opinions, because that's your job as critics. What I did, you have a right to criticize. But when you start involving me and members of the cast and my financial dealings and all in innuendo, I think it's immoral, particularly since nearly each of you are hiding something. And I know about most of you. Some of you are immoral men that I wouldn't socially eat with. And yet you are now writing stories about some jokes on The Tonight Show. Now, I have so much to say, but I'm quite afraid that I bore you with all of this. I have said some things about the Hearst newspapers, about yellow journalism, that you have no right. Yes, you have a right, but it is hypocritical to judge other programs when your front pages are full of the most lurid, obscene stories, and you milk every little obscene nuance from a murder trial. I think that that is wrong. I have also accused the Hearst press of being rigged. By that I mean, there are certain television performers, Edward R. Murrow, for instance, that you will never see a good word printed about. And that's true whether it be Los Angeles, Chicago, San Francisco, or New York. It is, in a sense, rigged. Now, the columnists that I saw in Los Angeles and in New York have said that Jack is being silly. There is no Hearst conspiracy against Paar. He's so small, why bother with him? We're only concerned with big things. There is no conspiracy against Jack Paar. Jack's being foolish. Then I ask you this. The man who knows me best in the Hearst newspaper setup is their finest writer, and I believe their highest paid writer, who knows me intimately and well, is Jim Bishop. He has written a column. This column, it has been suppressed in the Hearst newspapers, submitted and suppressed, and never done before. It only appeared in the Philadelphia Bulletin, and no wonder everybody in Philadelphia reads Bulletin. Why was it suppressed when it was a little tea and sympathy at a nice moment? If the press is fair, why didn't they print a story from a man who knows me best? He knows about the real estate. He knows about Havana. He knows about everything because he was with me in Havana, and he was with me when I got the real estate. Why didn't they print it? I think it's being rigged. I don't think it's fair. Now, I'll read you one more thing and then I'll stop. For now. Incidentally, I don't know what I said incidentally about. Oh, among other things that are going are my eyes, if you don't mind. And may I read you this? I have no permission to read this, or to even reprint it, but it was a kind word printed by a man who is known as, I guess, the most important critic in television. He works for the New York Times. Now, he's not syndicated, he is not, doesn't write about cowboy shows, but this is the conscience, in a way, of our industry, Jack Gould. And not been kind to me in the past, but he's been fair to me, because I do dumb, stupid things. But he's always been fair and points out how dumb and stupid I am. But he's never been unfair. May I read you, and then I will stop. I give you my word. Because it's kind of nice. And this is from the New York Times, perhaps America's finest newspaper, or at least one of them. But Mr. Paar is not the traditional trooper. He's a creation of television. If he began as a light humorist, his forte on his own show has been an outspokenness that has not alienated viewers, weary of nice Nellyism and self-anointed sacred cows who can dish out criticism but cannot take it. In this regard, let Mr. Paar be champion, other faults notwithstanding. During his farewell, he assailed the Hearst press. More specifically, he castigated the type of young journalism that pontificates on morality and then over its front pages splashes lurid accounts of sexual goings-on brought out in a murder trial. The Fourth Estate would be well advised to take heed and, in this instance, not dismiss Mr. Paar as a buffoon with inadequate references. He is echoing a point of view widely held by responsible and sensible people. These individuals are tired of seeing newspapers criticize television for excessive sex and violence when some journals pursue circulation and profit by the same means. Innumerable figures in the theater, while recognizing that they must live in the public eye, fail to see why they must be made the butts of gossip items that are never checked before publication. And what particularly infuriates them is the Fourth Estate's position that it is a gentleman's club. The responsible press, they note, does not lash out at irresponsible journalism as it does irresponsible television. And if an individual in the entertainment world wants to state his version of a particular situation before the public, what happens? Many members of the press insist on the immature privilege of having the last word, or they camouflage as a reportorial account what should be unmistakably labeled as an editorial criticism or interpretation. The foregoing, it is hoped, is a roughly accurate summary of Mr. Parr's overall views on the subject of the press, and the time to give the man his just say is when he is caught in controversy. Thank you, Mr. Booth. And while I was gone, I see that the Congressional Investigation Committee has released information, or not information, has released publicity, apparently, that I deal in payola. As God is my witness, there have been no paid plugs on this show, to my knowledge, by myself or any member of my staff. The property I bought at full retail price. I paid $1,000 down. I owe a great deal of money on it. I'm ashamed to tell you how much I owe on it, at 6% interest. Maybe I'm being investigated because I have a mortgage. If that's so, we're all in trouble. I bought that lot, and it is not. The papers act like I have cornered the real estate market. I bought one lousy little lot that's so thin you gotta build the house sideways on it. I kid you not. The house will not go we gotta build it sideways. But I'll tell you why. It's on a beautiful bend of a creek, and there's water on both sides. And this is what I want. This is what I want, and I'm foolishly spending a lot of money for it. There is no payola. There is no deal. I am not involved with options on property around me, and I will be happy to go. No, I won't. The responsibility of Congress to investigate is well known, and I agree with it. If they wish me to come and repeat what I have said, under oath, I will be happy to. Also, my daughter owns 2 lots in a place called Port Charlotte. We are paying $10 down and $10 a month. And if you'd like me to bring Randy, we could get some smashing pictures in Congress. You know, a little girl and her father being investigated. But I'll be most happy to come, and I will be most cooperative. Why go on putting up with greasy old-style hairdressings when Albert was just told that we missed a commercial? In 2.5 years on the show, we have missed only one commercial until tonight. The lipstick, the Lip Quick commercial we missed. And you know the other time we lost a commercial? One wild and hectic night. It couldn't be helped. It was the night that Errol Flynn came in. May he rest in peace. We missed that commercial, and we missed one tonight. Just this thing, and then we'll have Charlie have fun. And that is that it was not freedom of speech that I was fighting the network about. It was, I wished that they would have informed me. It would have saved some face on my part, and I think I deserved that. That's all. I do not wish to go down in history as defending in such a childish manner as a water closet story. Freedom of speech with Patrick Henry and Eva Marie Saint. No. My dear, wonderful friend, Charles Weaver.
These are your people. Hello, Hubert.
How are you, boy?
What you been doing, Johnny? I'm so happy to see you back. You got a new show, I understand. Yeah, a new adult western. They told me about it.
What is it, Charlie?
It's called Had Argument Will Travel. I made that up. Brought a letter from Mama, but I don't know if we can read her in, can we?
Well, you know Mother better than I do.
Well, maybe we can then.
Well, we just...
Yeah, you want to sit and talk?
Yeah.
He did say we won't read the letter tonight, huh?
Yeah. I missed you, Charlie.
I missed you, too.
Charlie was at the airport when I came back, and he wasn't wearing his rube get-up here, and no one in the press knew who he was. You wouldn't know Charlie without his own. He's a much older man.
I'm really a much older woman. But tell me, you went over to eat a lot of sukiyaki and stuff?
Yes.
I heard about that, you know. Did
Exciting time.
Did you?
I got to film I shot.
Did you? You gonna show some of it?
Yeah, I will.
You gonna clear it first? I'd like to see some of them films. How'd you like Honolulu?
You know, I really don't need enemies when I have me, do I? Yeah, I was in Honolulu. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Beautiful? Yes. It's nice. They're so friendly there. I remember I went over there once. The minute I got off the boat, a woman come up to me and she said, shake. Yeah.
Unless you have an editorial, you may be in trouble tonight. Should we bring out Hans?
Yeah, bring him out.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's Hans Conried.
That and I have been waiting so long in the dressing room, we were beginning to wilt.
Did you find it hanging on a door?
No. It was presented by a friend of the groom, I believe.
A friend of the groom? Yes. How are you, Hans?
Well, thank you.
You know where we're all going to go? You know where we're going to go?
If they let us in.
Don't let us in.
I hope.
We're all going to go to England. The show and the people on it, and Charlie's going to go, and Genevieve, and Hugh, and...
Your personal answer to Bunker Hill, is it?
We strike back.
Yeah, it'll be
I want some of the fish
Great
and chips.
Hmm?
Fish and chips.
Well, fish and chips in England? Oh,
It's a
sure.
game. They play it with chips. I don't know. Draw poker, I guess.
What are we talking about?
Yes, what will we talk about?
Japan?
Did you eat well on your trip? There is the floating restaurants in Hong Kong?
Yes. Were you in Hong Kong?
Never in Hong Kong.
Oh, it's a beautiful city.
Uh-huh.
I love Hong
Yes,
Kong.
I know.
You know, I was up 3 different times on the communist frontier, where a few hundred yards away are where the communist Red China is. And they gave me these great big binoculars, the army guys and the police, Hong Kong police. And you know, this happened 3 times to me. You know, you take them and you want to see, what does it look like? You know, the rice fields in communist China. and you pan like this, and all of a sudden you freeze. You know why? There's a communist soldier with binoculars panning at you. And it's a matter of face who puts the binoculars down. And in every case I lost. Because they can just for hours stare at you like that. And the little children, the little Chinese children that have escaped from communist China, do you know that there's something like nearly 2 million people escaped from communist China, and they're in Hong Kong, and with very little help from the refugee committees or very little help from us or Britain. They themselves are building themselves up as refugees and as free people living in what we would call squalor but happy. I asked many Chinese, what's going on in communist China? Why did you personally leave? And I got the same answer every time, but in varying ways. Well, you know what it means? There's no fun there. That's approximately what it means. There's no fun there. 18 hours a day of work, complete totalitarianism. They're not happy anymore. There's no fun, they said, in communist China. I was down in a place called Macau. I know what I bring you out for. I really want to sit here. And someone, an English fellow said he saw the Paar show one night. He says, I watch it every night and I'm fascinated by it because Jack Paar does absolutely nothing. But he has the courage to bring out other people to do it with him. Can I sell one more thing? What is it, Hugh? All right.
Can you show us that picture of the Japanese?
Yes, I will. I have so many commercials behind, but I want someone else to come out, and everybody that I want out here, that can come out, is out here. Florence, honey, there's not time for the song. Sweetheart. Oh. Hello, baby. Good to see you. Now, we got to do another commercial later on in a few minutes, and then we'll have the break, and then we'll have the song, okay?
Oh, anytime.
Then I got some film I want to show you. Hugh, you haven't had a chance to speak.
No, it's all right.
Thank you for doing
What have you
it.
been doing for 2 weeks? What do you mean? I did have a chance that you did.
Well, I didn't get to see you. I didn't get to see you, but I bet you were good.
I have a few
I saw Arlene.
that I made every night.
I'll tell you one thing, Jack. We had we did have some good programs. There were some marvelous people who were here. And
Some new people?
One night it is friends of the show.
I know we found some new ones, maybe.
Now it runs my mind we did, and I can't call
Good,
my mind
good,
off
we need
hand.
them.
But one night, but one night I was in Sardis West, and a thing was summed up that is true, because it is an obvious fact, I think, that it's not the Jack Paar show without Jack Paar. And this lady said something caught my ear that they were talking about the show, and I heard her say in a rather loud voice, she said, "Well, it's pretty dull without him there, though." And I knew who she was talking about. Oh. And you're him, so it's good that you're back.
A reason that I came back, a real reason I came back, many reasons. I have a certain loyalty to a lot of people, and I have no right in a tantrum to jeopardize other guys. Not that television is, I'm indispensable television, but this show I put together, and I've kept it going for 2.5 years with everyone's help. But there's a lot of people out here, I think, who honestly feel that I'm not being hokey when I say we were proud in the beginning that we were the live television and that we used live cameras and that we used television people. I think it was better than being, everyone can't be on a horse, everyone can't be on a horse. Although I've fallen off of this chair an awful lot. What did I want to say? Oh, no, that's nothing.
Probably that you've given so many people enough, like me.
Yeah. Honey, you were a star long
heavens.
long before you came on.
Nobody knew me down in Evansville, Indiana, except my relatives. Now they do, from this show.
There's a curious thing about language. We use a thing here in New York. When we call the West Coast, we use a tie line. We don't use ordinary operators because we have our own lines to NBC. All the big corporations have lines, and they're called tie lines. Tie lines. You pick up, if I want to call you, Hans, I don't call you. I call you on the regular telephone, but I say, give me the tie line. Then I ask the Hollywood operator to get you. That's how business is done. And so I was calling from Japan, and I asked her to get the tie line in Los Angeles, and then I would call my office here in New York. And when my office called back, the little Japanese operator said, "Mr. Parr's not here." And I was there. And I couldn't stop it. I was screaming, I'm here. She says, "Mr. Parr's not here. He's in Bangkok." And he said, well, how? She said, this morning he left for Thailand. This week, March 7th to 13th, is National Dress Right Week. And here's a message from Palm Beach Company. Headache time. Hans, Japan was so interesting.
Have a good time.
You love,
I haven't been there in 9 years. You will have a much clearer and more modern view than I have.
it is not easy to know the Japanese. You know that, don't you?
Yes.
Or do you agree with that?
Well, I met them on an occasion when it was most difficult to know them well. They were thoroughly armed, but post that, I enjoy the country very much.
The women are easy to know and are very pleasant. The men are very pleasant.
Now, how do you mean that, Jack? Must I defend? They are charming people with great politesse and their customs, their manners.
You know that Tokyo has the absolute worst driving I have ever seen in my life. All of the former kamikaze pilots who didn't kamikaze themselves are now driving taxis in Tokyo. It is the wildest I have ever known in my life. Why don't we have this? You know, I'm just crazy about her voice and her. Don't stage it. Did they stage your number? Don't. Why don't you sit here and sing?
I love to.
People like it more.
You are never away.
You are never away? Is that all right, or is that...
Are you going to dance throughout my number, Charlie? Come here now, hold your hand. Charlie.
Hey, Charlie. Come on.
Otherwise, you'll make the audience.
Now, I tell you what to do, Charlie. Sit. Hey, Charles.
Charles.
Hey, Charlie, come here. Sit between Hans and her.
No, come, lend an air of refinement to this.
Charlie.
A very bad such a job.
Well, you'll be in the columns tomorrow. Sit down, dear boy. Now, you sing. What do you want to sing?
Well, Al, should we do, would you like to hear an up tune or a ballad?
You're never away.
You're never away?
Is that all right?
Are you all
Yeah.
set?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Now,
And it's very fitting, I think,
sit back.
for the evening. 5 minutes pregnant. You're the smile on my face, or a song that I sing. You're a rainbow I chase on a morning in spring. A star in the lace of a wild willow tree, in the green leafy lace of a wild willow tree. You are never away from your home in my heart. There is never a day when you don't play a part. In a word that I say, or a sight that I see, you are never away and I'll never be free. You're the smile on my face, or a song that I sing. You're a rainbow I chase on a morning, a star in the lace of a wild willow tree, in the green leafy lace of a wild willow tree. But tonight you're no star, nor a song that I sing. In my arms where you are sweeter than spring. I feel lovelier by far than I dreamed I could be. You're more wonderful, my darling. Come back, Charlie. Than I dreamed.
For the first time now, it's like the old Tonight Show.
Yeah.
Full of fun. that's what we're meant to do. Fun. Not to make long speeches like I make. Have fun. But I had to make a few, you know.
You deserve to make it.
I got a few more things to say, but I'm not going to say them tonight. I would really tell you about Waterloo. My dearest Florence, you're 5 months pregnant, and please don't.
Terrible, isn't it?
Let's not have any more firsts on the Tonight Show. What a nice, fine, healthy baby, honey.
Oh, I feel marvelous.
5 months.
5 months? Yes, I start my 6th today.
You mean you have it right down to the day there? Is that right?
Oh, yes. Yes, July 7th.
Does Hallmark have cards for things like that? I could, think of something appropriate. I'll sell something now, okay?
Now.
Come on, Charlie, come out here.
Here, Charlie.
Here, Charlie, here, Charlie. Come on, Charlie. Where is he? How bad off was he, I mean?
What?
He ripped his face.
An old man without trousers.
There's an old man out there with a crew cut and no trousers. Couldn't be Charlie.
Well, all right. I have a film here, and I haven't had time to see it because I only came in at the last moment, as you know. And I hope that you won't think that was hokey. I just didn't want to have to go through it twice. Come out at 11:15, and then 60 stations join, and then the full network, and then have to do it all over again. I hope you understand it. I don't have to put up with it. Are you going to walk out?
Charlie, you look beautiful. You really do.
Do I?
Have you all ever seen Charlie like
You look like Don Wilson's
Oh,
mother.
that's Cliff
That's the quickest change I've ever seen in the history of television.
I'm glad I didn't have on my underwear. I couldn't come back. You should see what you did to my pants.
Wait, your safety pin came undone. But...
Can I show a geisha party?
Oh, see.
Oh, I see your eyeballs lit up, didn't they? Yeah. Well, a geisha party, as you know, it's no longer a cliche, but a geisha party is not what you think. A geisha party is a party with geishas. And there was one thrown for me oh, please forgive me. There was one thrown for my wife and myself. The night we left Japan, and some distinguished people came. And Hans will understand this better than I do, really, because I didn't understand. It's very interesting. You eat on the floor and you drink sake and...
It sounds rather messy to me.
Well, it is.
Fine entertainment.
And they play little games with your fingers that Hans goes for. But you know, no, they do. You know, the girls go like this, and you're supposed to go, woo, you know. You know, the most typical Japanese gesture in the world among the women, and I think that you'll say so, huh?
Watch it.
I don't want to go back to Hong Kong. The Chinese girls, no matter what you say, it's this. They're continually suppressing a little laugh, which happens here on Monday nights, too. But, would you roll that film, please? This was our last night in Japan, Mrs. Paar and myself, at a geisha party thrown by Cecil Brown, the NBC Bureau Chief of the Orient, for NBC. A wonderful man. Much of the wonderful time we had, we owe to Cecil Brown, and in Hong Kong to NBC's representative there, Jim Robinson. The man, the bald man to my left, is the ambassador from Argentina to Japan. Now, what is that, Hans?
Koto.
Well, that's a koto.
Is that Koto?
Now, this is some of the
This
geisha
lady
girls.
is admonishing you not to pierce your eyeball with the ohashi. And she is giggling, which is in the best tradition.
The entertainment goes on hour after hour after hour after hour.
Like your show.
Yes.
It's a very beautiful lady and a wonderful costume.
You see, to a Japanese, the back of the neck is the interesting part of the woman. That is the part that he looks at, the back of the neck. I'm sorry, that's the way it is. There's Miriam, my wife, and there, for a moment, was the American minister to Japan. So they were very nice and distinguished people there, in Miriam's honor and mine. Besides, there was nothing else doing that night, I guess, but in any event, they turned out and seemed to welcome us. They all know about our show from reading the papers.
Dad, you have on your Hong Kong blazer.
Yeah, I'm wearing my Hong Kong blazer. You have to wear a kimono. You take off your shoes, of course, before you go in. You do. I said shoes, you.
This is this garment would be called. Oh no, this is.
That's Miriam, I believe. Now that's I'm some kind of a samurai prince, I believe.
Well, only here, Jack, not there, really. What's that? That's the obi, and they're wearing it low.
Does that belong to a taller man, or has the belt slit?
No, that's
no, they wear it. You're supposed to wear it around.
Oh, you mean the obi? Men wear it low.
Yes, they wear it low. What is this?
That's a shishimai. That's a lion dance. This is from Okangara. This is not ordinarily performed.
Oh, here's one of the charming little geisha games. Now, you think a geisha party's wild? This is what you do. You carry apples on your head for hours after hours.
No, this is a full length.
You must get down and then light a cigarette.
You had. That's a shotoko mask. They should reverse now. There'll be another mask on the back of the head.
That's right.
Yeah. Okame. This is Okame. And that is a comic mask. That's not Kyotoko. No, I don't know this. All these are from Okangara. These are religious dances originally, Jack.
After 4 hours, it's a bit much, 4 hours it goes on. You keep eating and the sake wine. You hope for a good shot of scotch or something, but they got the sake wine.
Were they speaking English to you, or?
Not much. No, they don't speak much. They say words like. This was a little bit later. They put your shoes on.
This was a very elegant party to have such musicians and such dancers. Ordinarily, such high art is not demonstrated at a party just now.
That was interesting. I went to an onsen the first day there. That's a bath for men only, and your not handle. That's the wrong word. You are. Women are in charge there, and you're nude, but I didn't. You're Jack Armstrong, all the American boy, kept a towel at all times, because I'm not used to that kind of thing. You see, I'm just not used to it. And they put you in a steam bath, and then they scrub you, with this seaweed-like, and then they massage you, and then they do your nails. It takes an hour and a half, and they massage you for about an hour. And you're completely nude, except I wore the towel. I always wore the towel.
Everyone does.
No, don't say everyone.
Everyone does.
No, the Japanese don't. Do they?
Certain modesty maintained, yes.
I don't think so, because they giggled when I put the towel on.
Well, they giggled because you put the towel on not fast enough.
Back again, I'll tell you. But when I went back to the hotel, Mary says to me, well, what was it like? Well, I was with Cecil Brown. Now, the news commentator from NBC, he wouldn't involve himself in anything. So I went back and I said, Miriam, I cannot tell you how the women treat the men. You cannot imagine unless you've been there. And that's why everyone raves about Tokyo. But I'll tell you who raves about Tokyo, if I may say this, and that is, it's the men who rave about Tokyo. It isn't the men and women. It isn't the family people. Apparently, it's, you know, the time. And so I told Miriam, and I said, Miriam, I can't describe to you what this woman would do. Swell, and pat my little head, you know, with the thing, and then I looked down, as I was telling her, I looked down at my shoes, and I said, Miriam, that's what it is. I recall she puts your socks on, and she fastens your, I wear little garters, and the garters, and they put your little shorts, you know, you have the towel, you put the shorts on, but finally you put the shoes on, and there's, I kid you not, 6-7 minutes of tying your laces, right, Hans? In a little way so that it's like a little bunch of flowers or something, you know. I mean, it doesn't look like shoelaces. It looks like, it's a floral arrangement, you know, with your shoelaces. I said, Miriam, that's what they're like, you know. American women can't do things like that. But they can do so many other things. I would just love it. I can't. We can't afford to ask you all now. Okay, you understand? But I cannot sit in the same gymnasium with Alexander King and not hear a word from him. Would you, Alex, please? Please, dear. There is the tallest elf. I'd like you come sit and tell me about it. How many eggs?
I've been to a dog show.
You've been to a dog show?
I always attend dog shows.
Do you?
Yes, I adore them because I adore the people who hold dog shows, you know. And there's a legend abroad that I don't like animals, which is a lie, because I've always had my house filled with pets, not at the moment. But I love the dog shows because of the women who run these things. They're so hilarious. You know, there's one woman, her name is, believe it or not, Pfeiffer with double F Heinz. And this woman has been married 11 times. And she has one of the finest dog collections in the world, all live. She doesn't like people at all. And as a matter of fact, somebody looking at her, you know, after all these marriages said, never has so little been done for so many for so much. Because she collects enormous alimony markings. And this woman, this dreary, dreary woman, was combing the dogs. Oh, John. Look at all the affection that is needed in the world by people, you know, and she was fan. And then later in the judging, you know, when they all kneel down, 5 or 6 of these people, they knelt down, and I wanted to take a blue ribbon and pin it on one of them, you know. And you know that these dogs, you know, most dogs take illnesses from their owners. Yes. And our dogs have everything wrong with them. They have sore noses and sore rear ends and running ears and everything in the world. They have terrible breath. They take everything from their owners, you see. And now these dogs are snobs. I've never been so snubbed in my life. These dogs loathed me on sight. I was such an obvious commonplace plebeian, you know, and they just couldn't stand me. They held up their nose and said, what's wrong with this dog? He says, it'll be all right. And sure, the minute I went away, the dog lowered his head. He didn't want to see me, you know. And so I never miss a dog show. I go to the Westminster show. I need this because, like, I subscribe to all the poultry journals, you know. You do? Oh, yes. Because you get those wonderful colored reproductions of what is wrong with eggs, you know. Yes, you know, long before the magazines used to print colored pictures, you know, I'm an artist, I always liked colored pictures, I used to subscribe to the Poultry Journal. And you get a thing that you have to open like this, and it's one big egg, you know, a transparency of it. And in it, the bloodiest murders are going on. You never suspect what can go wrong with one little egg, you know. I haven't eaten eggs since.
Now that he's cheered us all up. Runs out. I wanted to come up and thank you personally, have you be seen on camera. It was not easy to come back. But I had no other place to go, honest to truth. And you know why I came back? Like a little child. I came back because there's no other place I can go and talk and answer all these people. I had to come back. Dodie, it was very sweet and big of you to come tonight. What is it you're doing on your nights on? Would you tell me?
Me? Oh, I'm playing in parade.
I know that.
Oh, but it's nice to see you. Thank you.
It was
You
kind of you
too.
to come. And Leonard
Nice to be here.
and Johnny Lee.
Thank you,
I don't know you. And George Kirko. Good to see you. I'm not singling out people because they are people. It's because I don't know I don't know all of you. But Hermione's one of my oldest friends. And Ava can be if she plays her cards right. No.
Good to see you. I'll be here on Wednesday.
This is the new...
Not so new anymore.
And here's a dear man. This is the owner of the stage delicatessen. And kind of like my own father. He gives me the devil and tells me what I should and should not do.
Glad to see you back, Zach. It is really, you really put America to sleep and you left. It's really a pleasure. I'll tell you, Jack, you know, there's a lot of people ask, you know, you heard this before, questions, what kind of a fellow is Jack Paar? I said, you have to know him to like him, that's all. If you don't know him, how could you dislike him? And this is the argument I give him. It's really a pleasure to see you back, and good luck to you. And I'll tell you something. You know what I had it always in mind to tell you these things. I would feel the same way that some people can make their own family happy. You have to make happy the whole country. And when you didn't feel happy yourself, how could you feel a lot of people happy?
And dear old Pip. Dear old Pip. How are you, Ducky? Nice of you to come. You're going to be on later this week? Or?
Oh, well, I haven't been offered.
Well, you are offered, and we're off to London in 2 weeks. And that's another thing. I did want to go. Listen, Miller, sweetie, I've already kissed you, and it would be phony if I did it again because the press is watching. You know how they are. You know how the devils are, don't you?
Jack, I'm very glad that you're there. You know, can I tell you something? You know, Peggy Cass is eating at Sardi's now. Is that got a hip plate?
Is that a free plug for Peggy Cass or Sardi's?
No, but I check Sardi's every night to see who's in there.
Was that new?
No, I've been doing that for a long time. Just waiting to see when you go in.
Well, now there you have it first, ladies and gentlemen. She's eating at Sardi's. Now, come on. And here's Jack Douglas. And that lovely Betty Bruce. Oh, I love you. Now, what, you want to ad-lib? Go ahead. Show me Nita Rice.
Give me the stick, would you? Now, I just want to know if we're still at peace with Japan.
I spread joy wherever I go. Volunteers, bless your heart for coming. Did they make you come? Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. What's on the other side? Some joke? Hermione signed something. Hermione, I didn't give the mic to you.
What, darling?
I didn't give the mic to you.
Oh, it doesn't matter because I'm going to come on tomorrow night. Then I think we'll tell all.
There isn't a lot left, is there? Yes, there's a whole lot of stories I didn't tell you. I'll tell you more. You know what I'll do tomorrow night? Give you my word. I've already... Where do I know you from? Somewhere. No, you, the blonde lady. Haven't I met you somewhere? You're Mrs. Who? Well, do I know you? Have I met you? I'm sorry. I thought you were one of the lawyer's wives. Why, I really thought so. Tomorrow night, I have done something that's never, I don't think, been done before. It's been done on this show, but nowhere else. I've invited two of the toughest columnists that I know. One is Herb Kupcinet from Chicago, who has just been honored in an article in Newsweek as one of the most honorable columnists in the gossip business or in the writing business. And I have asked a man who has no great affection for me, I'm sure. He may have, it would be nice. Hy Gardner. They were both on The Tonight Show before. And I want them to come And I give you my word of honor, I want them to ask me the things that you want to know. No holds barred. I would like to be able to answer, and I think it would be best if we put 2 members of the press on, unrigged, and let them find out about any little old thing they want to know. Oh, okay. Tomorrow night, I thank you all for coming, and I thank you for being understanding and having some little tea and sympathy for this. Tomorrow I'll settle down and I'll do the best I can to entertain you, as best I can.
This program was recorded 3 hours